Welcome everybody, Dan Williams with Survive Outdoors, and today we're going to talk about what's in my bug out bag, backpacking bag, hiking bag, and I've been asked a lot, what do I carry and what is essential? I'm sure there's going to be some overlap with some other videos. Hopefully I can show you a little bit what I find important and useful for me. What I have here in front of me is the 511 72 hour pack. And then over here I have the Mystery Ranch 2-day assault. So what I've learned over the last 5 or 10 years, been doing this for 45, 50 years, what I've learned is as you get older, you have to accommodate and change with your body. So at 60, almost 64, arthritis, some back issues, I can't really haul for any length of time a 45, 50 pound pack, or a 40 pound pack for that matter. So I have to downsize and learn what I have and know how to use it instead of packing the hell out of a bag, and I call it a Johnny Rescue bag. So what we're going to do is we're going to start out with this 511. We're going to toss this aside because we got a future video where I'm going to compare these kind of head by head. This is made out of 1050 ballistic nylon, and this is made out of 500 Cordura. And we're going to talk specifically in another video about the difference in those two materials. Okay, so this is a rather large bag. It has this pull-out pouch kind of in front that you can put supplies in. You can actually cinch this up tighter. And what I have in here is a windbreaker slash jacket. My daughter actually bought me this from REI, and I don't really actually realize how good of a job she did. And what I mean by that is, I always teach people that when you're outdoors, if you're hunting, even if you have a hunting jacket on, fishing, if you fall, you never know when you're going to lose the use of one of your hands, whether you break your wrist or you break some fingers, and it gives you, you're basically walking through the woods now with one hand. So you want to have a jacket that you can close with one hand. There should be ideally 3 different ways to close your jacket. This one has a zipper, and then it has these Velcro closures, which is really nice because I can do that with one hand. So think about that when you purchase a jacket. This came from REI and is lightweight, definitely cut the wind, and if the temperature drops, it will add another layer for you. And if you're in the mountains, that's really important. You never know when a storm's going to come up. So we're going to go through this first pouch first. Let me open that up. I have some extra Medi-Rip in here. I actually just stuffed these in there. And this is from Duluth Packs. You can get this from Duluth Company. It's really a nice little zipper pouch. This is kind of my fire starter kit. We're going to put this aside. It also has some other essentials when I talk about getting lost and getting found. So we have our signal mirror in here. And in reality, practicality, in all the years I've been out in the outdoors, I mean, am I really going to use this or need this? If you're in a deciduous forest, it's really going to be hard. This is really more for if you're going out west, you're on a mountaintop, you're lost, and this is helpful then. We have a storm-proof container, storm-proof matches, some cotton. This is really helpful, obviously, to start fires, which is going to be another video coming up. We have your whistle, very loud. A lot of people sell their whistles, and you got to test it. I always carry a knife sharpener. This is by Camless, and it is not the best, but it is doable in a pinch, and it's not that heavy. You can get these at Walmart. It's a little tiny jar of Vaseline, because so many times you're going to forget to put the Vaseline impregnated cotton balls, or you've let them dry out. So if you carry this with you, you're going to have that ability to start a fire. More storm-proof matches. Now this is my favorite ferro rod. This is by Strikeforce. In the end, you have a place where you can put your cotton balls or other tinder. And this is a very large ferro rod. It'll last a lifetime and it works fantastic. So Survive Outdoors has promoted this specific brand for a long time. Hearing aid batteries. That is a must, I'm telling you, for me. Chapstick, not only for your lips, but you can also use this as a backup to start a fire. Another little jar of Vaseline. Some cutter, advanced. This is picaridin, which is my favorite. It has 7% picaridin in it, which is enough. So I like picaridin rather than DEET. Please check out our comparisons on DEET, picaridin, and permethrin. And this is a pill container. Don't forget your medication that you have to take. Keep it separate from your over-the-counter medication. So in here, I have I have at least one night of all of my prescription meds in this little bottle here. So I have my cholesterol meds in here, one tube of baby aspirin. It's waterproof. So always at least carry one night of your medications that you need. So in this front pouch, there's two compartments here. So in this one, I have a life straw, and I'm here to tell you this is going to be ditched. The life straw is really, I mean, it's a great concept, but in reality and practicality, I mean, it just really doesn't work that well. So we're not going to really advocate this, and this is going to be coming out of my pack. And the Sawyer Squeeze is much better, and we're going to have a whole video based on water purification, and we need to know about cryptosporidium. This will not take out cryptosporidium, and we're going to talk about all those organisms. So that's that. This is an emergency blanket, and it's very lightweight, but it's no big deal to stick this in your pack at all. You can use it to reflect the fire if you're in a situation like that, to sit on. It is definitely worth having. It's grossly inexpensive. It doesn't take up much room. The headlamp I use is the Paracord 2 Olight. It is just a fantastic bright light. I mean, here we are at, what is it? It's 2 o'clock, and it's very, very, very bright. And charging cables for that. Great headlamp. I always have these dispersed in plastic bags. You can never go wrong without having 2 or 3 different plastic bags. Great for irrigating wounds. Check out our wound care video. And you can also carry and put things in there, obviously. I have a small pair of Nikon binoculars. I was really into birding for quite a while, still am. Use these for a variety of situations, and these are really lightweight. These are, what are these, Power, which I totally forgot, 8x21, which isn't bad for a light pair. 8x35 are excellent. That's the ones I have at home, and they're a little heavier, obviously. All right, so that's that pack. I'm going to close this up and go into the main compartment. No, first we're going to go into this compartment. We'll just take care of the outside. So the 511 has these Velcro areas. They're called morale patches. I kind of call them LAM patches. Look at me patch. I mean, you really don't need these on here. This is actually pretty good because if something you get injured, people know you have a medical pack inside to help you. This is really a nicer sharpener. Has a strap on one side. When I was going through and doing my knife review, I discussed this. Really, it's a Guide, G-U-I-D-E sharpener by WorkSharp, and it really is a nice sharpener. I like it. This is my old go-to knife. This is the belt knife by Russell. I've used this for years and years. This is a fantastic skinny knife and all-around knife. There you go. More gloves. This is very handy. especially if you're going to be taking care of somebody, or let's say you don't want the soot on your pan that you're cooking on under all over your hands. You can definitely use this. I have a little journal that I like writing in. I always carry one of those. These are 10 in here biodegradable compressed wipes. There's all different kinds of brands. This is my favorite brand, and we're going to have a video specifically on these, so I'm not going to go into detail, but these are great for the old number 2 butt wipe out in the woods. They're also good for wiping your face and cleaning up. 2 tablespoons of water on it. Just take a water bottle or stick it in the creek, and they come apart, and these are really durable. Excellent. Sharpie, compass, base. This one has a light on it. Very basic. And if you don't know how to use a compass, don't bring one. It's really that simple. Lighter, good to have a Bic lighter. Cleaning cloth for my glasses. This is a cheapo Coast flashlight. Home Depot, Lowe's, great little light. Always nice to have a backup before you go on a trip. Besides telling someone where you're going and approximately how long you're going to be gone, really important to check all your batteries. Make sure they're new. Check your medication. Make sure they're not expired, even though expired meds can last about a year. And check your cotton balls. Make sure that those guys are still doable. And doable means that they are still moist with the Vaseline. I'll put that back in there later. All right, let's get to the main compartment so you can see. When I have had this on my back, I could go about a mile or two pretty comfortable. This was about 42 pounds, which is too much for me to go 5 to 10 miles. So when I do the bag review, we're going to show you how I compensated that. So we open this bag up, and what I have over here, some eating utensils for my wife and I. I have another sharpener that I keep in there, and then this is really nice. It's really inexpensive on Amazon. It's by iCamp, and you got a hot pot, a hot cup. Just take that, close it, and for cooking, this is fantastic. A lot better than taking your knife and grabbing the handle. If it doesn't have a handle, it breaks. So I really advise you to carry these. These are fantastic. And it doesn't cost a whole lot at all. Tent stakes. Get you some good tent stakes. You got to pay a little more for them, but it's worth it. They won't bend or break. MSR makes some good tent stakes. So does REI. You're going to need these even if you're going to set up a tarp. There's not a lot of trees around. It's really handy. Get you some good tent stakes. And here I have some more containers. I have this with me for one reason, and that is to show you not to buy it. So anytime you get a multi-functioning item like this, you have to really be careful. So it has an alleged compass, which is probably made by Mattel. It has a place to put your waterproof matches or cotton balls, a lanyard, and a whistle. Anytime you have something that has 3, 4, 5 different features, if you lose it, you've lost the whole damn thing. So that's why that's in there, mostly for teaching purposes. Main compartment. Medical kit, that by VanQuest is the bag I use. I have a whole video on what's in this bag, which I'll attach at the end of this video. So you'll see what everything in here is that I carry. Duct tape. That is really important. We don't need to go into all the details of the uses. I do want to mention I have a roll of black duct tape. So I did a lot of presentations about 15-20 years ago. I did presentations for the police. I did presentations. I had conservation officers there. I did all these presentations. And you'll be surprised at how many people didn't know the standard signal for help on a, let's say, a fluorescent orange tarp or any kind of tarp is 3 crosses. Well, okay. In reality, again, practical survival, practical outdoors. If you have a big orange tarp and you have one large black X on there, can you imagine a flyover? And someone's going to say, No, they don't need help. There's only one black X. We were taught it has to have 3. You don't need the 3 black X's. You really don't. I've been on about a few search and rescue things. I'm here to tell you that 1 black X on the orange tarp is all you need. You don't need to do the 3. So just a little bit of practicality there. And I did a whole video on the Vengeful. This is a fantastic chopper by Bark River. Chris Tanner designed it. Just a great blade and very heavy blade. So this will not go in my pack on hikes. This is basically, now if I'm going somewhere in the car and I need to cut some stuff down to lay down my tent, then yeah, I'll bring this. This knife always goes with me. This is the Phobos. It's also in my knife review video. 4-inch blade is all I need. I don't need anything longer than that. I use the SOG saw. Really, I like it. It's a good blade. It's got a locking mechanism on it, and it really works well for small limbs. Not that pricey at all, so that's what I like, and that's what I use. I know there's some other brands out there that people are really obsessed with, but that's the one I use. Of course, the Leatherman. That's usually not in my pack. It's on my belt. So yeah, I'm a big advocate of the Leatherman. Paracord. Way too much in my pack, way too heavy. You don't need this much. Again, this is more for teaching. Pair of socks. I have in here a shirt, some underwear. So this is the Katadyn Be Free, and I really like this as a water purifier. I really like it a lot. Again, it does not get rid of viruses. It does not get rid of cryptosporidium. And we're going to have a video about all the bugs that you can get from water issues down the road. The Sawyer Squeeze is awesome. Also, I've used that before, and that's fine. Yes, they get clogged, but you know, going on weekend excursions or even a week trip, I have never seen one clog. And yes, people are going to say, yeah, but there's always that one time and it could clog up. Well, if it does, then you're going to have your stainless steel bottle with you. You're going to boil water. There's going to be a way that you're going to do that. So yes, we're going to have a whole presentation on all of the waterborne illnesses that you need to be aware of in the outdoors. This is a DD Tarp 3x3. You can also use this as a hammock. This is also heavy. I would probably not carry this all the time, but if I'm going on a weekend, it's very, very, I can't remember the millimeters, how thick this is, but it's really a decent tarp slash hammock slash emergency shelter. It has 4 guy ropes and 4 pegs. The pegs, when you buy anything like this, they're usually pretty cheap, but this is really a good hammock slash tarp. So if I'm on a weekend trip and I'm going to stay overnight, then yeah. If I'm not, it's a day hike, this is staying home because it's heavy. I would say, don't have the exact weight, a little over a pound, probably 1.5 pounds, 2 pounds. All right, paracord. What do I have here? I have one more pouch, and I have some plastic bags in there, and I have some instant coffee. My addiction, my caffeine addiction. So we're going to do a review also down the road on what is the best instant coffee that you can take with you. And look forward to that one because I'm passionate about my coffee. All right, so that is what I carry in my bug out bag, backpacking, hiking backpack. But I'm here to tell you, it will be modified when I start comparing the backpacks. I'm going to shoot for about 20 pounds for my weekend excursion, and that's it. That's it. I can't do a ton more than that, especially if I'm going to go 5 miles. So if you have any questions, hey, also write down some comments below on what you would add, what you would take out. Tell me some better quality stuff that you've had experience with. That would be fantastic. Anything else? If you like the video, give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe. Hang in there. Keep your eyes on the horizon, your face to the wind. See you guys.